Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Feel like I am going to start with the deck that I know the most, which is my Bant Zoo deck that I've been playing for God knows how long. And we're gonna go ahead and jump in and try this thing. This is one of the decks that I've piloted to a couple of PPTQ top eights. Can't even count how many times I've taken down like something like an FNM or something like that with it. And I absolutely love this deck. It's great. Um, should be able to right here view the deck that I've got going on. So a couple things to note. It's not just fully Bant Zoo. It's actually got a kind of a mix. But it's mostly Naya Splash Blue. Uh, sounds lame. You be quiet, Ashes. This deck is hot. Um, it's got Elspeth and everything in it. Can't even go wrong. Hello, Randall Rains. That's a pretty sweet name. It is a hot mess. That is definitely correct. Oh geez. We're gonna start it off strong with something like this, huh? Sure. It's a little slow, but I'm okay with keeping something like this. So basically the idea of this deck was to sort of stick exactly that on turn one and kind of play out, 3 drops or whatever, um, and then hopefully just go as ham as possible on something like a Knight of the Reliquary or a Geist of St. Traft is ideal. Come on. Okay. Yeah, pretty much. Although the difference between this deck and a lot of the more traditional zoo decks, like you'll see the Revolt zoo decks, you'll see the more aggressive zoo decks. Oh, is this Cheerios? This cannot be Cheerios. Um, but basically, the difference between this and those decks is this deck has a little bit more staying power. Something like Elspeth in the main is a little bit better than say. Um, I personally think a little bit better than Collected Company. As much as I love that card, I hate just dying to like a Dispel, which sometimes the creature-based decks will bring in against us anyway if they have it. Um, and having Collected Company in your deck and dying to that kind of sucks. I've had people, you know, do that in the past. Jeez, all right. It's the same Mox Opal like 3 times. Yeah, it's Cheerios. Yep. All right. Well, you know what? Maybe we die. We have a guy who plays this at our local game shop, and he absolutely loves this deck, but oh, look at that. We didn't even have to worry about it. Unfortunately, I think the biggest issue now is that I don't really have a quick clock as far as like going after them, um, which really kind of sucks actually, because normally this deck can go off on turn 2 or 3, and thankfully it hasn't done that yet. But it's totally possible that it happens. Yeah, yeah, and we don't have anything to interact with them either. No bolts, no path, no nothing. No sweet, sweet Bant Charm. He does. So I don't know. Maybe we can get around them winning this turn. I've played a number of basically. Sure, you got it. Keep going. I played a number of games against this deck with something like Jund, and they just like fold when they're out of cards. It's so hard for them to stay going because they want backup equipment, like zero drop equipment, to keep going in case they draw like bricks. And occasionally this deck only runs usually this deck only runs about 16 to 17 lands. So it's a little bit easier to brick when there's like 17 dead draws in your deck, and because you really only need like 2 lands to go off. You think the unfair deck is better than the fair deck? Come on. That's not what Modern's about. That's absolutely not what Modern's. You have a dude that's so big. Oh, he's so super swollen he's getting in here. No, you got it. You definitely got it. Goyf, that's like super good, I heard. Alright, well, what we're going to do is get in there with my pretty lady. Look at that, my knight's going to be big. You got 3 turns, opponent. Kill me. Yeah, he needs basically, I don't know, a retract or a Hercules recall or what's the other one that they play? Paradoxical Outcome. That's mostly a sideboard card though, so I guess I don't really expect that to come out right now. But green. What are you? Nature's claiming me? I don't have anything to target. Oh, Nauseous Revival. That makes sense. I completely forget that this card's even in their deck. I don't think it's very good. I always hate this card because it's just like card disadvantage, and it just really sucks. Come on. Are you gonna hit Elspeth or me? You're only doing 2 damage regardless. It's fine. God, opponent's really in the tank here. You have access to 5 mana, and the best you're doing is hitting my Planeswalker down for 2. See, this game is just so good. Come on. Ideally, I'd love to draw like a fetch land or something. I could start really putting it to him with this. I guess it doesn't really increase the clock, right? But like, another Elspeth totally would. That's an Arid Mesa. I mean, that's another point of damage. Look at my Goyf, it's just a lowly 2/3. Almost clicked through my main phase there. Don't want to do that one. I would like to announce my intention to fight you. Are you going to path me? Oh, come on, opponent. That's not very nice. No, yeah, you should definitely wait for me to attack, I guess. Because then she's tapped. So I can't go get a land with her. What have you got? Oh, repeal? Sure. That's like not very good for me, I guess. Oh, I knew he had repeal too. He brought it back to his hand. That's whatever. I'm not playing this deck not to attack with it. Sure. You have a paladin. Do you have another? Yeah, you got it. You have some blockers. Come on. All right, so he has 1 card in hand, and I don't know what it is. So I'm just going to put this here. I doubt he has anything to, like, blow me out of this game. I think he's just trying to get free damage off, and I'm not going to let him this time. Thank you. That's, like, really good for me, right? Oh, that's even better. Look at that. Wait, hold on. Let me think about this for a second. If I put the path in there, it doesn't do anything as far as making the Goyf bigger. But then I'm swinging for 4, 5, 6, 7, knocking him to 10. Or I could swing for 8 with the Scoos. Yeah, I kind of like that, actually. I don't... Oh, look at that. We did it. I don't like repeal either. I think repeal's pretty bad in the Cheerios deck. At least not in the main board. I don't like it. So Seal is pretty good. Thalia is like nuts. And I guess Fracturing Gust is kind of cool, but like it might be too cute just because Fracturing Gust blows up all their stuff, and that's awesome, but we need like 5 mana to do it. So I don't know if I like that as much. These Scavenging Oozes are pretty bad. And like, I don't like pathing their creatures. I wonder if maybe I should bring in a Shalai. I really like Shalai against protecting against their grape shots because they don't really have another way to kill us other than going with goblins. I mean, Negate's fine. Um, I mean, I'm on the draw, so I think it's a little slow. But I guess it would hit. It could tag like Paradoxical Outcome, which I guess would be one of the better ones to tag. So, but if they go off on like turn 2, it just does nothing for me. I guess just about everything in this deck does nothing for me against them in that regard. I wonder if Seal of Fire is a consideration. Maybe drop 2 paths for a Seal and a Negate. That could be fine. Yeah, maybe that's alright. Let's try that one. We're up a game anyway. Yeah, Gust is really bad, I think. I think it's really slow against them. Alright, so this is the hand that I think I've kept in the past. Oh, man. Like, if they kill my Noble Hierarch, I could brick and die really terribly. But if they don't kill my Noble Hierarch, I'm going to do pretty well in this game. Assuming, of course, they don't... Or assuming, of course, I draw a second land. I'm going to keep it. But hopefully on the back of these 2 Tarmogoyfs with the Seal of Fire, I think. I think that's kind of like where I want this game to go. Oh, perfect. See, look, all you got to do is be super lucky at this game. That's it. I don't want to misclick on the Sacred Foundry. I want to hit the Stomping Ground. That's the other thing. A lot of people ask me about why I play 2 Sacred Foundries and only one of all of the other Shocklands. And the sort of quick answer for that is that I really wanted a 4th red source, but I hate playing basic mountain in my zoo deck because it's like the worst card ever. And it's the same way I feel like in Jund. I just hate playing the basic mountain in Jund because it's just so bad. Sure, you draw a bunch of cards, man. Always yield. Just draw your cards. I'm not going to stop you. Yep. Oh, that's not good for us. The Mox Opal usually means they're doing pretty well. If they've got the retract, they could go off. That's a blue. Is it a repeal? Ha! Got him. See, I don't like repeal in this deck. I much prefer having some other sort of threats. Like I know that the guy that plays it at our local store, he he only plays, and he plays like a billion equipment, but he only plays 4 retracts and then I think 1 or 2 Hercules recalls in the main. And those are his only like bounce spells, and he might only even play 3 retract. I don't know off the top of my head. Ashes, I'm gonna give you a timeout if you keep acting up like that. I just answered your question. My opponent is spinning some wheels. If they have the second Mox Opal, or if they're playing the bad version that plays Simian Spirit Guide, I might be dead here. And if they have a retract, I think I'm super dead. Oh, that's not good for me. Please don't. I'm not conceding until you show it to me. Modern's a turn 4 format. I took 2 turns, and they took 2 turns. Oh, these Voice of Resurgences are like really bad, right? Sure, let's do that. I doubt that they're playing Rugged Prairie, although I could definitely see that. I keep saying that it should be played. It's like way better than people give it credit for. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Whatever. Just leave it like this. How's everyone else doing? I assume not dying to Cheerios currently. Doing all right on this fine Wednesday afternoon. It's very rainy outside right here, so it's kind of gross. Of course I'd like to be on the play. I don't want to lose again. Being on the play is number 1. Yeah, I'm going to keep this, I think. This is totally fine. Oh, yes, go down. Go down to 5. Perfect. Go down to 4. Come on. That's the way we win this game. If they go down to 4, we can definitely do it. Oh, okay, well, 5 is fine. This hand is really good, actually, yeah. I really like this hand. This is a hand that I will keep, like, every single time I play this deck. There you go. I'm a Zoo deck. Look at that. You know this card used to be banned in Modern? I know, right? Definitely couldn't figure that one out. It was just too strong. It was too good in the standard format that it was played in. And the same with, like, all the other cards. Oh, they keep a no-lander? Perfect. Oh, man. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not sorry because I shouldn't be. But, like, part of me is, like, super sorry about this. I'm going to play my favorite card ever. Right here. This little girl. Oh, look at that. We won. Perfect. Guys, Splinter Twin is too good for Modern. Hey, we got there. Number 1. Put it on the scoreboard. It's perfect. Perfect. Let's just jump into another game just like that. How about that? One of these decks that like folds super hard to a combo hate piece. Honestly, that's like one of my favorite things about this sideboard. This sideboard is just so like I hate combo, right? Like Negate's super strong against them. Thalia's can stop a lot of different combos. I have Gaddock Teeg, which won't move out of the way apparently. I can't even move it over. Whatever. Gaddock Teeg is just like super good against combo decks as well. especially the majority of the ones that are in Modern right now. Meddling Mage can tag like hot combo pieces if necessary, and then like these two seals usually like fight through a lot of different combo decks. Seal of Fire less so, but it's pretty good against Cheerios, being able to kill their idiots because they're stupid X2s. Don't you wish that Moto had this ability to keep the way that you had your setup going? Um, this hand's a little slow, but I'm going to keep it. It's probably fine. It's very close, that's for sure. Oh, really? You can't move it while fighting a game? Blue-Red Wizards? That's a fun one. I think this Voice of Resurgence is about to be, like, super good. They like to play a lot on my turn. There's a blue-red thing in the ice? That's interesting. I'm not even going to acknowledge that one, Ashes. The Pen Sword. It's either a really bad joke or a really good reference. Another Geist. Okay. That's something, I guess. Alright, so let's see if we can get them to block here. Either that or it's free damage, and either way, I think I'm okay with it. Block. Do it. Oh, perfect. Sure, I'm going to let damage happen. I'm absolutely bolting this thing. Sure, you got a Serum Visions. My Tarmogoyf would be a 4/5 coming down. That's not bad. Sure, you do it. Do it. Oh, even better. No, I'm good. Man, this is quite the exciting game. Sure. Go ahead and opt. Sure. Why is Geist legendary? Because he's awesome. That's why. He presents 6 points of damage immediately. Field of Ruin me. Do it. You won't. Also, like, all I gotta do is sneak through these 2 bolts. I don't even have to worry about what they're doing. Like, ideally, if I draw a land, well, if I draw a land right here, I don't have a mountain, though. I think that's still fine. They do that, they have to bolt this. Yeah, I think that's fine. Field of Ruin. Cryptic Command. Interesting. Sure. Chandra's not bad. And then are you Field of Ruining my Stirring Wildwood? Yep. Saw that one coming. Hey, look, we did it. That was easy enough. Okay. Blue-red thing in the ice. For some reason it has... For some reason it has, what is the name of that card? Cryptic Command in it. I think that's really bad. What are they going to bring in? They could try and Blood Moon me, I guess. Maybe that's consideration to bring that in. I don't know what they actually play as far as creatures go. Could bring in Teeg. It's fine. Well, no, I want this one. Probably drop the last Path. I think Path Exile is like super bad in this deck. Against this deck, at least. Path Exile is like one of the worst removal spells in Modern to begin with, as of right now. This hand's really slow, but I think it's going to help us get there. So we're going to go ahead and keep it, and hopefully it's fine. No quick start for me. Opting? Sure, you got it. Oh, man. This matchup is going to be exciting. It always is. I actually did not really want to do that. My opponent missed their land drop. Do they mulligan down? They couldn't have, right? Maybe they did. I don't know. I missed it, I guess. That's fine. We're okay going to taking a little bit of damage here. That's what the Zoo deck wants to do. And I think this Thalia is about to put it in them if they've got only one land. Spell Snare. Interesting. Okay, sure. Alright, well that's a fine, because we have a backup Dahlia, so we'll be able to do it. Hopefully they skip a land drop again? Perfect. Alright, do you have another one? Oops. I think this game might be over pretty quickly for our opponent. It doesn't actually have... Yep, just like that. Look at that, 2-0. 2-0. This deck is sweet. I love this deck a lot. We're going to jump back in here and hopefully match up against, I don't know, probably the same deck again. That was so much fun. I cannot believe I haven't played this deck in a long time. It's just such a fun one. I don't know why I stopped playing it. Probably because I jumped on Jund for a while. I was just on the Jund train. It was fun. But now we're here playing more Zoo and aggroing our opponents out of the game. It's pretty great. Ashes, why you talk so much? So many things. Just you in the chat. Just hanging out. Come on. There we go. Turn that down for you guys. This hand's probably fine. 2 lands is kind of where you want with this deck. Blue-green into a Noble Hierarch. Okay. Funny story, opponent. I'm also about to do the same thing. You're fine. Just trying to make small talk. It's quite boring over there. That chat box is not doing much. So this is likely Infect, right? Blue-green into a Noble Hierarch is usually Infect or this monstrosity, and I doubt anyone else is playing this thing. The only other person I've ever known of playing this deck was there was somebody who tried to he wanted to borrow it from me for a bit. Ooh, Bant. Oh, is this Bant Spirits, maybe? Yep, sure is. Perfect. Alright, ideally I think it'd be a 1-drop creature is what I want right here. Like that one. Wow, I'm so good at this game. Go to 15? Sure. Is that Collected Company, probably? Blue something. If they play... Oh, geez. I did not think about Spell Queller. But I guess they can't do it now, so... That's fine. Sure, you have a 3/3. I would like to respond to that trigger by blowing the crap out of this Drogskol Captain. Yeah, that's actually something that I had... Oh, God, is this like Rattle Chains? Dang it. That's the one I forget about. That one's always one I forget about. Sure. Yeah, I didn't really think about it. I don't play enough Bant Spirits, I guess. Last time I saw this deck was that PPTQ this past weekend, and I didn't even watch that game. I just watched somebody play against Bant Spirits. So Land? Land would be sweet. Untapped land is what I mean. Sweet. Perfect. Alright, we're going to take some damage here, but we're going to put this Wild Nacatl down their throats. Looks like I cannot stop them regardless. So I might as well either force some action. I mean, I'm going to die on the crackback, right? 7, 8, 9. Oh, I just die on the crackback anyway. I think ideally had that been like a fetch land that grabbed one of my basics, that would have been A+, but I just died at combat damage now. What is this? Self of Spirit, sure. That is a big boy. I think this is going to be a problematic matchup. Their creatures are largely hexproof, so it's hard to punch through with a lot of different things. Or at least, like, this Lord gives them hexproof, right? So it's a little bit more difficult to punch through their things. I likely want to go down on some of these higher end things, and I want to be able to control their creatures a little bit more. So I want all three of these. Thalia's probably fine. Meddling Mage is not, right? And then none of these cards. This card is going to win in combat a lot of the time, but she's really expensive, so I have to get there first. Negate is... Oh, they're on Bant Spirits, right? So Negate's probably pretty good against Collected Company. I always cut Scavenging Ooze, like one of these Scavenging Oozes. And maybe I don't want. I'll just diversify my threats a little bit more. Trying to lower my curve and go quicker. Either go under them or control them enough to where I don't have to worry about them. I think both are probably fine. Oh, this hand's actually like not very good because I don't have a fetch land to use with Grim Lavamancer. This hand is probably fine. This kind of lines up a little bit poorly, which sucks, but that's okay. If we can get like a Noble Hierarch on turn 1, that would be nice. Or Seal of Fire, I'll take that one too. That one's pretty good. Alright. Play this. No. Alright. Pass it up. Aether Vial, sure. I think most of the blue-white decks play those, right? Isn't the blue-white one the one that plays Aether Vial more often? I don't think it matters too much. I just think that's kind of an interesting combination. I think they usually are on Aether Vial if they're the blue-white version, and then they're on Collected Company if they're the Bant version. I think the only addition is the with green for the Bant version is Collected Company, though. I think. I don't think they play anything else that's like super crazy, but I could be super wrong on that too. I don't know. Come on. Sure. Supreme Phantom? Yep. I hate pathing. You missed a very quick 2-0, Mr. Grixis. I took it against, oh god, what do we, oh, I took it against Cheerios in the first round, and then I just beat Blue Red, what's the name of that card? Blue Red Thing in the Ice, which was quite the interesting matchup, I will say. And now we lost the first game against Bant Spirits, and now we're against them in game 2, obviously. Yeah, I don't like Vile and Coco in the same deck. I think that's very wrong. Although they could just be on Bant Spirits and then have Vile, but like that seems super weird when uh, if they're splashing green, because I don't think green adds anything spirit wise. You're good. Goyf, that's a good card. And I could jam Elspeth down their throat right now, but it does allow you to be more reactive. I also think that's just like really bad. Sure. I just think like having 4 extra hits with a collected company is just like terrible. Like that just sucks. That's just not something you want. Is it going to be 2 of the Hexproof Lords and I'm going to cry? Come on, show me them. Show me 2 Hexproof Lords. That's true, I guess. Spell Queller my Tarmogoyf? That's bad for me. It's like really bad for me. Well, I'm not going to swing in. I think that's poor. I needed to be able to deal with a Spell Queller, though. I guess, no, because they would block here because they know I'd be able to hit it, right? But if they block here, I'm just playing on them making a mistake and then trading or killing their Spell Queller, and they're not going to make that mistake. My opponent's probably smarter than that. Because I don't want to play the Legacy Cube. I would much rather play Zoo right now. You think I should seal the Lord at that on that past turn? I guess if they get another Lord off with, oh, they have Vile too. I didn't even think about that. They're going to take the damage here. Yeah, they have Vile on 3 and they could have a Coco for another Lord. I don't want to, well, oh god, this is just not good. I mean, yeah, I know that one. Sure. Yeah, I don't think this matchup is particularly easy or good for the Zoo deck. That's not bad. Do you have another thing? Yeah, that's very true. Opponent's thinking really hard about that one. All right, so normally I think I'd stay back because I know that they have Coco and Aethervile in their deck. But for here, at least, I'm going to try and force the action. Because if they go for a Coco or a Vile activation, I can seal their Hexproof Lord. Oh, man. They're going to try and force my hand too. Do they've got it? Vile and a Lord? Another Rattle Chains? Jeez. Yep. Yeah, I agree. And it's just like really, really hard to do both at the same time, especially when A, I had to mulligan down to 6, but B, I had to keep an opener that didn't have any acceleration. Like, having a Noble Hierarch would at least help me fight through this stuff, but gosh, this matchup is not fun. Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm dead, right? I don't have any removal spells. They have a bunch of hexproof. I have no way of stomping them. Good games, opponent. No, I'm only on 4 Hierarchs. No birds. No birds. I like having more creatures that affect the board. Having a Bird of Paradise doesn't really do anything. A, doesn't have Exalted, which is somewhat relevant. And while, yes, it helps me with, like, getting red and stuff, it doesn't actually do anything as far as, like, playing it out. Like, ramping into some of my heavier stuff, sure, that's nice, but I want more creatures that have good power and toughness where I can swing through with them. So I could see Gavany Township. I've tried that in here before. But I've also tried birds and I've never been a fan of it. Like, this isn't a collected company deck, so I'm not trying to ramp out a collected company. And while yes, I'm trying to go for like a good 3-drop, I'm not trying to force that, right? I'd rather have more creatures that have a text box as far as the combat step goes. I'd rather have creatures that hit my opponent and do things rather than just be like a mana accelerant, because mana acceleration doesn't do anything for me when I'm not playing creatures that affect the board. That is an easy mulligan. This is fine though. I like this one. Bloodbraid's fine. I actually haven't tried. Oh yeah. I haven't tried Bloodbraid in here since she got unbanned. I could definitely try her. She would probably just replace the... Oh god, am I getting scredded? Sure. She'll probably just replace the Elspeths, if anything. Just because you don't want so many 4-drops in your deck and stuff. But I also really don't like Bloodbraid Elf in a deck full of Noble Hierarchs. Like, Mana Dorks in a deck that cascades is just terrible. It doesn't do anything. Sure. But I totally see where people come from when they say that. So the real question is, do I just like snap off a Bant Charm at this Mind Stone? Like, sometimes these deck play... No, they don't. They're usually on dragons, right? They don't have Ensnaring Bridge. Trying to think of problematic artifacts. I think I can just get the pressure down with the Knight, honestly. And putting a 4/4 into play means that it can't be bolted, and it can't be scredded right away, which is also a big deal. Just going to take some damage for my own things. That's fine. Do it to it. I don't know. I've definitely like moved around with this list quite a bit. I really like this list. I think it's a ton of fun. For those wondering, I guess I got this base list from Reed Duke. He played this at a GP, I want to say, about 2 or 3 years ago, and I kind of updated it with some more, just kind of like fixed the list and moved around with it a little bit. Sure. That's sure. You got it. Sometimes they have Thanatir, and I guess Bant Charm does deal with that too, so maybe it's fine. I don't know. Ideally, it would be a creature right now, and not a land, but them's the ropes. Yeah, but Thanatir is not an artifact. Gosh, I also can't Bant Charm that one. Sure. Oh, man. This is not fun. Alright. That's something, I guess. But how much is the monstrous on this? 7. So at least they're not going to monstrous it next turn. Yeah, Storm Breath is pretty annoying. Hey man, I have lightning bolts. It's fine. That's a Koth of the Hammer though. That's pretty sick. Untap a land, it becomes a 4/4? No, you make 5 mana, sure. Storm Breath number 2? Am I dead? Oh, right, you can just monstrous it. Shoot. Sure. That's a big boy. Scavenging Ooze isn't going to save me. And I can't Bant Charm their idiot, so... Alright, we'll move on. I know, right? Isn't that weird? They play a mixture of Chandra and Koth, I believe. Alright. So, obviously I want some of these, but I think bolts are probably the worst ones. Negate's pretty good. Kor Firewalker's probably pretty good. Seal of Primordium, when they try and Blood Moon me, is pretty good. I guess Sigarda is just a threat they can't really handle. Bant Charm's probably not super great. Gaddock is decent? You think so? I mean, maybe. Cut a Bant Charm, cut one of these Scoozes. Always cut this third Scooze. Always. Alright, let's try that. Like I was saying earlier, really wish I could just... Okay, this hand is awful. That hand is somehow worse. So that's great. But if I scry another land to the top, it's probably okay. As much as I want to keep that. Although they're playing red and my Noble's probably just going to get like bolted or something. So, gosh. This is how you lose, chat. This is how you lose. Scred? Bolt me, sure. I need like a Sacred Foundry off the top to make my Wild Nacatl do anything. Because this isn't even a Plains. That works. Ugh. I just feel bad. This sucks. Yep. Knew that was coming. Forest? Nope. Card I can't cast? Sweet. Hopefully you can kill me in 10 turns. It was either that or go to 5. And you know how bad it is to go to 5 against a... Oh, God. If she just kills my Wild Nacatl, then I'm just, like, super dead. Perfect. Got it. It sucks so bad to go to 5 as Zoo. Like... Yep, you got it, opponent. Congratulations. You know, I probably could have fought through that one, but I'm just, like, not doing it. Blood Moon creates fair and interactive games of Magic the Gathering. That's what I keep getting told. I lost the die roll. Dang it. That's not very good for me. Yeah, this hand is fine. It's not exciting, but it's fine. Especially if I'm up against something slower. I can maybe... is this Living End? This is Grixis Death Shadow. Perfect. Yep. Do your scry trick. Thoughtseize me. Do it. They're going to have a problem with these Geist of St. Trafts. God, I love Geist so much. Card's so good. Thoughtseize me. Yes! Yep. You did it. Oh, man. So good. Sure. You have a Bloodstain Mire. Come on, go to 10. Don't even worry about it. The nice thing is that he's probably, because he's got the baubles, he's probably on Ben Friedman's list, which is what I've been playing for a while outside of this. So this ought to be great. Because Geist is a Boros charm that they can't deal with. That's why. They can't Stubborn Denial it, and they can't Fatal Push it. And it is just always going to hit them for 4. You have a big, stupid 5/5. You got it. I probably want this one. Actually, I probably want... Yeah, I probably want this one. I hope you play a 6/6 next turn. Oh, baby. Oh, I probably shouldn't bolt them yet. But, wait, no. Yeah, right now. I don't want them to stubborn me. This matchup is always fun and interesting. What you got? Inquisition me? Sure. Go to 4. Take my Geist. Sure. Whatever. Now that I know my last 2 cards. That's a big boy. Sure. Path Exile? Tarmogoyf. That's probably pretty big. There's no point in bluffing this one. Alright, so if they have Temur Battle Rage, let's see. I'm dead if they've got Dismember Temur Battle Rage, but that requires them to have 2 cards. And they're going to combat already. I guess they could still do it. I'm not blocking. Like, I still don't die to Street Wraith into Temur Battle Rage. I don't die to Temur Battle Rage to begin with. Do you have another threat? Nope. Probably has a Fatal Push. That was a good draw, though. Put a stop on my opponent's upkeep. Trying to. Stubborn Denial? Snapcaster Stubborn Denial. Okay, sure. Okay. Well, I'm not dead to Temur Battle Rage this turn, but I am going to 1. And if I have any sort of way to get past that Snapcaster Mage, it's game over. Yep. Yep. I got a 1. Land to bolt me? They usually aren't on bolts. That's not good. Sure. All right. So this matchup I've done a couple of times, and it's usually pretty interesting. Let's see, Geist is usually pretty bad against it. And I really don't like lightning bolts, but it's something I might actually need. All right, so I want to thank everyone for showing up and hanging out today. I really could only get like a quick league in. I've got some stuff I've got to do tonight. Normally I don't stream at this time. I think moving forward, the schedule is going to be something like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday afternoons or like evenings. But I'm not 100% set on a schedule yet. So, but this is going to be my last game. I'm just going to fight through some Death Shadow here and probably lose. Or I guess the last match, because I could win this one and go on to a third. But at any rate, I really appreciate everyone hanging out today. I know there aren't a whole lot of you or whatever, but hey, we all got to start somewhere, right? If you want to, and I'd much oblige if you hit the follow button, just kind of get my name out there. I'd like to continue doing this. It's a lot of fun, and I have a lot of fun, and I hope a lot of people like watching me do what I do, and that's usually kind of flail around. But either way, PM me a list for what? I mean, I will look at lists. I will definitely look at lists, and I will play the crap out of pretty much anything relatively okay. I've already got a couple of things that we streamed the other day. And moving forward, Mondays are going to be something that I haven't really come up with a name with yet, but I think I'm going to call it something like From Zero to Deece or something like that. Basically, I'm going to take a list. Yeah, you got it. Take my Thalia. I like Bloodbraid fun stuff. That's always great. I'm going to basically take a list that is kind of a meme and at least a little bit functional. Sure, thanks. A little bit functional, and I'm going to play it through a league and then see how we do. And then kind of every Monday, kind of update that a little bit more until we come down to a like concise list that I really, really enjoy and hopefully do decent with. So basically, I'm going to take anyone's list that they want and push it down a road of hopefully good, not bad. This past Monday we streamed. Oh God, we streamed a monstrosity that somebody was naming Inked Twin, and that deck was, like I said, a monstrosity. So it was a lot of interesting amounts of fun, I guess. That's what we'll call it. And I don't think we're going to return to that one. I apologize to Ashes because I know it was Ash's deck, but that deck was a garbage fire. However, we also played Grixis Dragons, which was sweet. And I've always loved that deck. We had a guy that plays it locally, and he loves it. And so I think that deck is going to be one that we dismember. Sure. Is one that we run back on next Monday and try and, hopefully do better with. And we also have a couple more in the sort of docket for that. I think the other one will be I cannot think of the name of it. Sultai Delve, basically just a bunch of Thought Scours and a bunch of Delve threats that one of my buddies put together. So we'll go ahead and shoot that off too, and that'll be something for sure. Play a Death Shadow. Go to 3 and forget that I have a bolt, please. Go to 3 and forget that I have a bolt. Because that would be sick. Ideally, I draw another bolt here. That is another land. I'm going to go to combat, though. I will not shut up. Did you watch that league, Ashes? God, that thing sucked. And, I'm not trying to be, offensive about it because, it's fine because it was a deck that you kind of brewed up and would, thought was pretty hilarious. And to be fair, it was, right? It was very hilarious. But, the deck just, was super bad. Oh, man, it was just so hard to do anything with. Gurmag Angler. Do it. You won't. And yeah, I would absolutely love to have that deck be good, but it was just trying too hard to do too many different things at once. So it looks like we got a couple more viewers in here watching these last couple games. That's pretty awesome. Thanks for showing up, you guys. Really appreciate everyone coming out and playing this and watching me play this, I should say. Scavenging Ooze. Well, that does something, I guess. I only have one green. Oh, I have 2 green sources, I guess. Shoot. I think I'm just gonna immediately eat the Street Wraith. Excuse me. What else do we got? Gurmag Angler, sure. Colligan's command me. Do it, you won't. Oh, look, you're right, I won't. Sure. So now I guess this Scavenging Ooze is out of bolt range, but usually they don't play bolts. Although maybe they want earlier interactions. I don't know. I could be very wrong on that. You have a 9/9. It's really big. I got it. Sure. Not having another green source kind of sucks. Sure. You Thought Scour some more. They put another Death Shadow down there. That's kind of nice. They do it. They are playing Colligan's commands. Sure. I'll take 9. There is one engraved. I doubt that they're going to have more than 2. I think they have a third or a second, but not a third. They usually don't. I think a lot of the time they're on the 3 to 4 fatal push to the 2 bolts. Sure, that's a big boy. All I gotta do is have them activate that polluted delta. Hmm. Approach the Second Sons of the Legacy Cube. That's pretty sweet, actually. So this is like clearly a stubborn denial, right? Oop, target you. Yep. What if I had second bolt right there? You don't even know, man. That'd be so sweet. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna win this one. This one's at kind of a weird stalemate. If we could draw like a Path to Exile or a Bant Charm, that'd be sweet. Another way to just tuck this Death Shadow, basically. But what are you drawing? Anything good? All right, so I don't know if I can play around Bolt because they're gonna bolt one of my creatures anyway. So I'm going to eat this Snapcaster Mage. And I'm going to put... Oh. Sure. I don't know about this one. Oh, wait, I can play around Bolt because I'm going to 9. Sure. Is there any other creatures? Oh, that's gonna make my Goyf smaller too, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Dang it. I didn't really think about that. I'm just gonna lose both creatures. Oh, Christ. Not thinking. That's how you lose this game. Bolt, please. I was thinking about killing it. Didn't think about the fact that Goyf would have been smaller when the Skoos died, or when I exiled the creatures with the Skoos. I mean, that's a 3/3. And I'm still losing a Temur Battle Rage. That's fine, I guess. That's what I've got. Yeah, I should have just had my Goyf jump under the Death Shadow and have my Scavenging Ooze block the Gurmag Angler and survive through it. But I wasn't thinking about it. Braid? Yeah. GG's, opponent. Oh my gosh. God, that sucked. Man, this deck is so cool. Ah, God, I just misplayed super hard there too. I'm just like frustrated with myself. All right. So like I said a little bit ago, thank you guys for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and jump offline now. I've got some stuff I've got to handle and do this afternoon. So I really appreciate everyone hanging out. Thank you guys, because it's super awesome having so many people in here. If you could, and if you haven't yet, please hit the follow button. I'd love to see some more people, on the follow list, get my name out there. It doesn't cost you guys anything. It's completely free. So, yeah. Thank you guys, and I will see you guys later.